Yo, we are back now. We wanted to go ahead and go a different, or should I say, swerve in a different direction for this video. I was just telling my boy, chilling with Dylan. Shout out to my co-host. First and foremost, we didn't even introduce ourselves. For those who are new over here, I'm Unbreakable Kicks. I mean, I don't have the kicks today in the room, but as you know me from the sneaker YouTube life, but I got my co-host with me, my boy, chilling with Dylan. And we are Run the Ropes Media Podcast, where we gonna run y'all from turnbuckle to turnbuckle. But at the end, what we gonna do, Dylan?
We're gonna lock up in the middle, man.
Right in the center of the ring, y'all. So what we got for them today, Dylan? Like we want to, like I said, swerve a different direction, and I want to talk about something that we both mutually feel certain ways when some of our favorite WWE superstars go from one brand to the next, or from one show to the next, or from one company to the next. And Bobby Lashley just recently joined AEW and the Hurt Syndicate along with Shelton Benjamin, and of course they got MVP. And from the jump, I'm gonna just say, what do you think about that, bro? Like, what do you think about as far as the Hurt business when they was in WWE to where they, fell off at to where they at now? Talk to me.
First off, I want to put a little disclaimer out here, okay, for all the people. We are not gonna be AEW versus WWE
No,
or
we're not.
WWE versus
We're
AEW.
not.
We're gonna cover everything, so we don't have a stake in either particularly. So I know people down in the comments, they may feel a certain way. Oh, now they're talking about AEW. Listen, we're gonna talk about it all, but
We'll talk about it all.
I think it's great because listen, at the end of the day, WWE kind of flopped them, right? Like
Oh, bro.
they completely basically buried that whole back in when they were in WWE, it was the Hurt Business, and they buried that whole thing, man. They really could have picked up steam on that whole storyline. They could have added a couple pieces here and there, and they just did nothing with it. And I mean nothing. Like
Nothing, bro.
you had them and they didn't even end up doing anything with Lashley after that too. You're talking about like one of the bigger singles competitors too that is in now this group with MVP and Shelton Benjamin, and they literally did nothing with it.
That was his
Now
downfall.
it's gonna be super interesting in AEW where they go with this. Now, I will say off the bat, I wasn't a particular fan in how they set up the match between Swerve by just having it in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Swerve
Mm-hmm.
kind of was like on the mic, Bobby Lashley. You know what I mean? Like, man, they could have did something else
That
to try to.
wasn't a real swerve, bro. That seemed forced.
It
You know
did.
what
That's what I
I'm saying?
mean. Yes,
That definitely seemed, that didn't seem like that was Swerve swag. Even
correct.
though he was angry in the moment, that didn't give me Swerve Strickland. But
Yes,
and I'm gonna be very unbiased with this, because for those who don't know, like, Swerve is my man's. Like, for Christmas last year, I sent shoes for his daughters for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? He hit me up for some sneakers, and I was able to find the shoes for his daughters for Christmas. Man, chill backstage with him at AEW. So as far as how this go, I hope they don't bury my man Swerve, in this Hurt Syndicate thing, because WWE definitely dropped the ball, man. They dropped the ball. Not only did they drop the ball with Bobby Lashley, but with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, because they were like, that was the first time Shelton Benjamin had actually had action in years in WWE when they put those tag belts on them, bro. Like, that was a dominant force. Still to this day, I don't know why they broke them up. And even once they broke them up, you seen what happened, man. They had MVP go off for Omos. Where's Omos? We haven't seen
yep.
Omos in what? A year almost,
Another
bro?
another guy that just
It,
fell off
it's
the face of the earth.
it's been a minute. We got Cedric Alexander over there in NXT. Shelton Benjamin is in AEW right now with Bobby Lashley, but I hope they do this Hurt Syndicate the right way. It's pieces that they can continue to add in AEW, and that's what I'm gonna like. I'm gonna just be honest. They have pieces that they can use, like Powerhouse Hobbs. Like, he will be a fantastic
Perfect for it.
addition to the Hurt Syndicate. Like, he honestly, like, he's bred for that. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So, like, they can add some nice pieces while making Bobby Lashley still look strong, and having Shelton Benjamin as, a nice counterpiece to the team. But as far as the longevity of it, I feel like a lot of superstars get in AEW hot and then they just dwindle away, bro. Like a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Moxley is the guy over there. You know, at
Mhm.
the end of the day, Hangman Page is the guy. At the end of the day, like, you know, once Kenny Omega comes back, like, they still have their main guys. Like, they don't have 2 world championships. They don't have they got the Continental and the title that Will Ospreay just lost. I sometimes I forget the name of their championship.
The international
International, yeah,
title.
you had the international championship, and then you had the continental. So I mean, they have two. You know, they have gold to go around. You
Yeah.
know, but like Lashley is a top guy. So what are they gonna
He's
do?
always
Keep
been a
him?
top guy.
Is he gonna be a Mia Carter there, bro? Like Swerve is a top guy. Like, but when we look at their top guys, we kind of look at it different than WWE. Like WWE top guys, like you got like their top guys is Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena's coming back. You know, like they have top guys. You know,
Yeah.
AEW top guys are still very good wrestlers, but Bobby Lashley, if he was still in WWE, I would still put him up there with those top guys. So it's gonna be good to see, and it's gonna be interesting to see how that works. I feel like MVP is gonna be great on the mic. I feel like MVP was in a sense underutilized in WWE as well, bro. Like he's been fantastic on
Bro,
the mic,
all
bro.
let's be honest, other than Bobby Lashley, the other 2 have I mean, their whole career has really been underutilized. MVP and Shelton Benjamin. Bro,
Yep,
Shelton Benjamin, they did dirty twice.
yep, they did.
Twice, bro. His initial run, man, you talk about some of, like, the all-time, like, athletic
Yeah,
guys that are, like,
Shelton
in-ring
was that dude,
competitors.
bro.
Dude,
Like once
off
he broke out from Team Angle, he was at that. There's
man.
no stopping me now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that Shelton Benjamin, boy. That
Yeah,
Shelton
man.
Benjamin was cold, bro.
Yep. You know,
He was cold.
I hope it doesn't run cold in AEW because the really the kind of the one knock I have against AEW is that the long-term storytelling and how they continue these storylines
Mhm.
is kinda lackluster.
Yeah.
It seems like they do it for, like, a week or 2, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like give and take, right? Like, a lot of people like more wrestling on a wrestling
Mhm.
show. Other people like to be invested more into the storylines. I'm kinda
Yeah.
one of those people. I like to be
Yeah.
invested a little
I
bit
feel like it
more.
needs to be a nice balance of both, bro.
Yes. And we gotta see too what they're gonna do at Ricochet. They keep showing Ricochet in
Yeah.
these
And now
backstage
he's
stuff.
in a tag team now. He's in a 4-man faction now, bro. And
Yep.
what they called themselves the baby face, it was they got Powerhouse Hobbs in that group, bro. Like, what are we
Yes.
doing? Powerhouse Hobbs, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and who was the other guy, bro? I want to say it was one more guy that they got in like this face
I'm not sure.
tangent that they got going
Yeah.
on, bro. Like now they just throwing wrestlers in groups like they've always like look at the Don Callis family, bro. Don Callis family didn't change so
Yeah.
many times in AEW, all from Will Ospreay was part of it, Jericho was part of it, Sammy Guevara, like they rotate superstars in these factions, man, like it's a rotisserie chicken on the wheel, bro. Like all it does is just spin around, bro. So I don't know. I feel like MVP is definitely gonna protect this Hurt Syndicate that they got going on, man. And I'm looking forward to it, bro, because I feel like with their creative control, maybe we will see some of the things that we should have saw in WWE.
I feel like that faction should have been booked as like a evolution type of faction.
Mm-hmm.
A dominant faction that holds multiple belts.
Yep,
I
100%. I
you
mean, they
know?
had it at one point in time in WWE. Again, they had the tag titles, and last year had the World Heavyweight Championship with the
Mhm.
WWE title. So like they did it right, but they didn't like. I could, like no disrespect to like Cedric Alexander, like he didn't have as a big name as like Shelton Benjamin. So maybe if they would have found like like even almost like for goodness sakes, like even if they would have replaced Cedric Alexander with like another dominant force, like almost, bro, like. I don't know what WWE is doing with a lot of their superstars, bro. Like we've always say, like they just got too much talent. They got too
Yeah.
much talent and not enough time.
And look at it now too, like, they're starting to have a little bit too many factions and too many groups
Mm-hmm.
as it is as well. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting what they do. Man, I like all three of them to begin with anyway. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They could all be single stars over there too. They don't, eventually I'm talking about. Like I kind of want them to go down the road where they're kind of this dominant group. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, I just don't want them to see them all three fizzle out when the group is done. Because we've
yeah,
seen that multiple
yep.
times, man, where a group breaks up and maybe they try to push only one guy, and then like the other
Well, we
two are
already
kind
know
of like,
Lashley's gonna be the guy that they gonna continue to push. Like we don't know how long he's gonna
but
sign.
have Shelton, because MVP is always great for, he could be a manager type of role now, right?
Yeah.
He's
And
always great for
I
that.
don't know if MVP is hurt, bro, but it's like he don't wrestle like that no more, you know?
No,
Like I don't know if he using the cane for like, cosmetics, but like is he hurt? Like he really ain't really
I'm
getting
not
in the ring
sure.
like this. So I mean, but regardless of the fact is he's so good on the mic that we're not missing
Yes,
him in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like
correct.
he's how the way he hyped up Sheldon, and he didn't even need to hype up Sheldon. He was just saying his credentials, but
Yeah,
it just gave Sheldon, like you seen in Sheldon Benjamin's face on Wednesday, just like how proud he was, like he feel like he's getting his moment right now, bro. So I
yeah,
really hope that AEW provides that moment because I feel like this honestly his last chance at really making a impact before he done.
yeah,
Sheldon been
and
doing this since the early 2000s, bro. Like we
yeah.
forget that Team Angle was 2002,
Well,
2000 early
Bobby's been doing
2003.
it. Bobby's been doing it since mid 2000s as well.
Yeah,
So, but listen, at the end of the day, we don't make the decisions. We just
we
kind
don't
of
make
gotta
the
go
we
go
don't make
along
the
with the
decisions, y'all.
storylines.
But all right, y'all. So y'all let us know how y'all feel about Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP, and AEW as a Hurt Syndicate. Let us know any other superstars that y'all are looking forward to them to actually join. Like, I want to see some of the other members that they're gonna have join. Like, will it just be all brothers? Will they add some other people? Like, they can switch it up, man. They can
Yeah,
switch it up and do some cold things over there, man. So y'all let us know how y'all feel about that in the comment section below. And other than that, you got your boy Unbreakable,
you got Dylan,
and
and
we
we're
out.
out. Peace.